Uh, Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, this is literally morning time for you. We're in different time spaces right now. This is a time travelers episode. Property box. Proper robotics.
In here, man. This is live recording from Los Angeles, California, man.
Oh my
We're
goodness.
here in the
All the
building, man.
stars.
They're out here. Yo, last night I walked in a comedy club. Jay Leno was on stage. I was
Oh my
like,
goodness.
what?
He came back pretty quick because he had that whole incident. He had a little injury with the fire. He was working on his car. Like, you don't remember this? It was like maybe 4 months ago. Working on
Now
his
what happened?
car. I guess there was some sort of like crazy fireball incident that like shot up, and like he got like all these severe burns, and he was like in the, I don't know if it was ICU, but he was like in some intensive unit, which may be ICU. And then he came back and like gave all the nurses cookies and all that stuff. But yeah, he has like grafts on his face. You don't recall this?
No, I had no idea.
Damn, that's wild. That's
What's the chain? What's the graph? What's that? What do you mean? What is that?
Bruce Pat suggests if he had a chin graft. Well, he has a signature chin. May have insurance on it. Graft is like I don't know the full science. Sometimes they'll take different parts of your skin and then put it onto parts that may need it.
Yeah, I've seen, for some reason I've seen a lot of stories like that about like private parts. Like people use like their forearm skin for their foreskin. I don't know. It's just like they just use like
Really, I never
I,
realized that
I feel like
before.
yeah, I've seen that a lot on that for some reason.
Are you? What kind of websites are you on where people are having like? I didn't know people were insecure about like maybe like discoloration on their genitals, which I guess actually I could see why that would be maybe a bit of insecurity. I just not as familiar with the that circle.
I'm not I'm not saying that people are just like willingly doing it. I think like they're having accidents and like they need a skin grab for certain parts. I'm not saying they're like, well, you know what? I don't like the way this thing looks today. Like, no, I don't think that's
Oh,
what they're
so it's
doing.
not a vanity thing. I see. I
You
see.
know?
Yeah, that's well, we're gonna get to the stars in a minute, but I'm curious. Have you ever had any like injury to any of your genitals or anything like that? You know your multiple
Any of them?
genitals? Yeah. We do things different over here. I'm giving people insight on black culture. Genitals, plural.
The most pain that I've ever had, or uncomfort, discomfort, whatever it's called. I
Hmm.
remember I was playing football and I had a groin injury, and I was in high school. We had a game, and it was still hurting. I was going to play, so I was like, you know what? I need to make this feel better. My groin injury, so I put icy hot on my groin,
Whoa.
and then I went to play football, and that was probably the fastest I've ever run, actually.
it's so I got this tingling feeling I gotta get away from it. Yeah, that's kind of a wild move right there. But I don't know if that's recommended. In fact, I think if you look at the back of the jar, it says, yo, don't do that. I think that's part of it, but
But I put it on my groin though, so I was like, this won't touch.
it's
Then I put on tights, so it's just like
it's like, yeah, that definitely touched. Definitely touched a little bit.
true story. Halftime, I was over the in the bathroom with the water, like trying to like
it's
put water on to cool it off. Yeah, it was bad.
That's I like that contrast between you and I in that situation. It was like, yo, when I was in high school, I got this injury, but don't worry, my girl put this on my groin. If I had an injury in high school, I don't know, would it be like the nurse or my male doctor that would put this on? I don't know if I didn't really have a girlfriend putting icy hot on my genitals after a football game.
I did it myself before the game.
Oh, did I thought you said your girl did it.
No, no, I did it myself before the
Oh,
game.
okay. Well, it turns out you and are alike, just like we anticipated, sort of thing.
Yeah, man. What's going on with you this past? I feel like I haven't talked to you over a week,
Yeah, no,
and
it's been a minute. Truthfully, I'll be honest with the people. Not a crazy amount's been going on in the last like month or so. Your boy's been super low key. Like, I've been in incognito mode for like a while. Like
mm.
no real posting on social media. Um,
Well, you're not a big poster anyway.
Yeah, but like sometimes I'll like even like in terms of like watching other people's stuff, and I just been like tapped out for the last month or so. Mainly a big part of it's because like of a work thing, which is like taking up like a big part of my time. But I don't know, man. I say this kind of like half jokingly, but like perhaps it's the case. I'm like, is your boy is your boy dealing with depression? I it feels very much like I think there's maybe partially something like that, but at the same time, I think it's I yeah, it just feels like a lot of my energy is being put elsewhere right now. So I've been actively over the last week trying to work on getting that kind of getting a little bit of balance back, especially for the summertime coming up.
Are there things that happen in your life where you're like, so like so I'll say for me, if I'm not posting on Instagram, then I'm not doing well mentally. Like I'm not where I want to be. Is there anything that you do like that where it's like this one thing I know I'm not normally where I normally want to be?
In terms of like a certain activity or certain like
Yeah. So like for me, like if I like a sign that I'm pressed or just not in a good space is when I'm not posting on Instagram. Like I can just look at that and be like, damn, I ain't posted in 3 weeks. I've been doing well.
oh, because it's usually complete opposite for people. Um, no, I mean stand up. I haven't been doing as much stand up, which I feel like this is starting the episode off on a very somber note. Like,
Oh, good. We talked
that,
about Jalen Rose at first, catching fire. We're good.
that's, but yeah, that's it's pretty much I would say that's kind of a metric of that of like, oh, okay, well, I'm not if I haven't been doing that for a while. Usually that correlates, but yeah, I would say this is one of the first times in adult career life where it feels like, oh, this is I'm putting like a good amount of energy into one thing that is important, and it may be taking away from some of the other important aspects of life. So first time working with something big like that, so it's I'm trying to kind of gauge that and learn the balance a little bit. I don't
Yeah.
know if depression's the right word or not, but it's a
So
word.
that's why I asked because like if you're just like busy, like you got something new at work or something new in your personal life, and that's why like stand up comedy will be there. You know, if you got to
Right.
take a week or whatever, it'll be there. You know what I mean? So it's like
I know.
I feel like you gotta live life to get
Right.
good at comedy. So I feel like you gotta sometimes step back, live life, do things,
Right.
just get a fresh mind, fresh take on things, and shoot. You know what I like to do? I like to like have old jokes and just put them away for a minute, and then come back. Because when you got a fresh brain,
Yeah.
you be like, oh, now I know where I want to go with this, or I got the punchline for this. You know, so you need those things. Yeah.
That is one of the cooler things about in terms of like our love letters to stand up. Like that's one of the cooler things of just knowing like, oh, that's always there. That's all, and I feel like that's always been a mantra for me for like years now. Of like, oh, stand up's always there. So it's good to have that. I don't know if it's necessarily would call be like the backbone, but it's there. It's something that's it's a reliable aspect of life.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I wouldn't get hard on yourself and like, am I depressed? I mean, I don't know if you're depressed, but like being busy, shit, that happens, bro. Like that happens all the time. You know what I mean? So you'll be good once you get back out there on them streets. You know what I
I,
mean?
I
And
want to hear about you on these streets. You're out in these streets. You're in the streets so much that you're in a hotel in the streets. That's that's like premium street action.
yeah, man, out here. I'm in West Coast LA, man, living it up.
Well,
I literally, like I said, I just realized like celebrities are right next to you. They're right around the corner. You know what I
yeah.
mean? I don't know if you know. Do you know Chef Rush?
I know him from a video you posted, but I don't know who exactly is. I'm curious to know more.
So I get off the airplane, I'm waiting for the Uber, and I just see like this big diesel dude. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, he looks familiar, but like I don't know. And I see people going up to him like, oh, that's him, that's him. And he had a shirt on that said, call me chef, damn it. So I was like, that's probably like his logo. So I Googled that. I Googled call me chef, damn it, and it popped up who he was. And so I was like, oh, like I didn't know his name, never knew his name, but I knew his face. So it's funny because I've been trying to find new content to post on social media because like I'm back. I actually posted 4 times this week. Haven't done that in a long time.
Okay.
Um, I want to do a segment where I'm just telling dad jokes. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Where I've been writing dad jokes. I got a dad joke show
Ooh.
Father's Day weekend.
Damn. Ooh,
So
on Father's Day weekend?
right.
Clutch.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so they were like, it'd be great if you could have some dad jokes too.
Mm.
And I was on the dad joke segment on Drew Barrymore. So I was like, let me just run with this dad joke thing.
Let's go down that path a little bit. That's
So I was like, I'm gonna just tell dad jokes because I got a lot. I've been writing them down.
mm.
So my thought process was like, yo, when I get to LA, I'm gonna like go to random people and do dad jokes for them. Like that'd be cool content.
Yeah.
I see this dude. I'm like, yo, I could do this with him right now. And like that'd be. So I went up to him. I was like, yo, bro, my name Alan. I'm a stand-up comedian. Is it okay if I tell you a dad joke on video and post it? He was like, sure, because he's a ham. Like he's a ham. Like he wants to be on camera. He wants people to see him. So he was with it. He was like very animated, and he was like participated. And I did a dad joke, posted it. He even commented. He was like, "I'm taking that joke. It's my joke now in my
Uh,
Debo voice." So it was just
uh, two things because I did see he was very animated and shout out to the joke. I didn't know if it was one that you like the Boulder joke. You wrote that? That was
yeah,
you?
yeah,
Damn,
yeah.
that was a hot joke. It's where would I know him from? Like if I did want to know him.
So it's funny because I called my dad. My dad's into like weightlifting and stuff. So like I figured my dad would. This guy's like Diesel. Like he lifts.
Mm.
So I called my dad. Like Chef Rush. He started naming like all these things. He was like, yeah, Chef Rush was Obama's chef in the White House. Yeah,
Oh,
so I went to his page. He's like 900,000 followers. Like he's like one of them celebrity chefs, like one of those guys. So like a lot of people at the airport knew him. So it was just he was just right there catching the Uber. You know what I mean? Like
that's smart that you looked up the shirt. That's a smart way of going about it. Like that probably is like a logo. It would have been wild if it was just like that would have been like his cousin wearing it or something like that. But it was a good video, man. It was good. He got a good reaction. There was a second, like when you mentioned the punchline, where he gave like the perfect dad joke reaction, where like there was a hint of like almost like anger in his face, so like and and like it like him processing it like, oh, how dare you? Yeah, man, that was solid. So that have you been able to like try this with like other people as well while out there?
no, I haven't. I got 2.5 more days. I'm gonna do some more, but I think it's kind of like, do I only want to do like celebrities now, or do I want to do like regular people? I gotta do regular people. I'm not gonna always be coming across celebrities or whatever. So,
You don't know what's roaming in Reading, Pennsylvania. Who knows? You may bump
well,
into
I
a
mean, it's
bunch of
actually
community.
Lonnie Walker plays for the Lakers. He's from Reading,
Oh,
so he,
okay.
he may be
Yeah.
he may be there. I don't know, but yeah, man, it's just a lot of celebrities. They told me that Stevie Wonder, the comedy club I was at last night, Stevie Wonder was there 3 days ago,
Doing comedy?
just listening and watching.
No comment.
I said, look, I said that I wish he could have seen me.
Oh goodness. That's
Goodness,
yeah, yeah. That's I saw that
so good.
you went to was it the comedy store?
Oh, comedy. Oh, it
I'm
was
curious
great.
about this. I saw this.
I
I was
was
like,
like
oh,
a bro. I was like a kid in a comedy store. Oh
hmm,
my gosh, it
that's
was
well.
the comedy store. I never. I don't think I like. I don't like. I know it's world famous, but like I never like seen inside because you're not allowed to really like take pictures and stuff. So like videos inside at all. It's 3 different rooms, pictures of like black and white pictures along the hallway walls of like all the comedians, everybody you can think of. Names painted on the outside of the building of all the comedians.
Hmm.
Everybody you could, even people that are canceled. Like they even got Chris D'Elia's name on the side of the building. You know? So like they got so it's just like a lot of history, a lot of history on the walls. When I walked in, I walked in the back. It was like they called it the original room. I guess it was like the first room for comedy. and then you walk past the original room, then you go to the belly room. That's
Yeah.
the main room. And I walked in. Eric Griffin was on stage,
Oh, okay.
and I walked in, just killing it. You know what I mean? So I stayed and I watched his set. I even talked to him afterwards, and I think he might have took a tag from me by accident. I don't give tags, like I don't give tags, but we were just talking, and something I said was funny. He was like, "Yeah, I like that." So I was like, oh, you can have it, bro. I mean, you can talk about your joke anyway. You know what I mean? You know what
Mm,
I mean? So it's
that's kind
cool,
of a
man. Go
even
ahead.
that. I feel like that's kind of people kind of go back and forth on that. Like if you're having a conversation about someone's bit and then you happen to like, because if you're just riffing, you're joking, and then you happen to like make a joke that's based off of the bit or like while talking about the bit, then it's like, oh, well, does that give the person license to then use that? I feel like usually there's like an etiquette of either just asking or like the person that said the joke saying like, oh, you could have that sort of thing before it being used.
This is how I look at it. I don't I don't talk about my bits with comedians. I don't
Mm,
because I don't want it. If I only way I'll talk to you about it is if I want it. And I normally don't want nobody to help me. That's just
right.
how I am because I got problems. But I think that he came up to talk about it to get like he wants someone to he wants to talk about it. He wants to find new angles. I think that's why you just don't come up to a random like you don't even know me. Like I just said, yo, what's up? My name Alan, comedian. Nice to meet you. That was it. He started talking about his bit. So it's like I think he wanted to hear what I thought about it.
Maybe, yeah. Are excited to talk about it. Maybe it's like a newer one, and then it's kind of just like, oh yeah, I was work. Or I feel like the only times I've talked about a bit afterwards is like I'll be mentioning like, oh yeah, there's something I wanted to change while up there, and then like it's my brain will be so consumed with it that I'll be talking about it afterwards with people or like on stage. But yeah, typically the same though. It feels kind of weird just to practicing jokes or even talking about bits when you're not on stage can feel I don't know if clumsy is the right word, but it doesn't feel right for me at least.
Yeah, I don't like it. So do you give bits to people? Like, have you ever gone up to a comedian like, yo, hey, I got a bit, I got a tag for you. Hey,
No,
you should use this.
no, it's funny, and I'm not opposed to it either. I've had people do that for me. If it's done a certain way, it's like, oh, sure, I appreciate that. But no, I can't say I've ever done that. No, 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 no come to mind. I wouldn't be opposed to it, I guess. It's just it never really strikes me like, oh, well, this is something that you could add to it. Um, it feels imposing a little bit.
So how do you feel when someone does it to you?
It really depends on their angle with it. Um, yeah, like someone actually like they gave it was for a bit an act out and like it went well, and then afterwards they sent a message of like, oh, I thought you were going to do this afterward. Like
Mm,
after, and I was like, oh no, but that's actually not a bad idea, sort
yeah,
of thing like that. So it's like, okay, well, it shows they're attentive. They were, because it was like kind of like a callback, like their suggestion. I was like, oh, that's not that you're actually listening. So yeah, if you're not like a dickhead about it, then yeah, that's cool.
for me, it's a big part about who it is.
Yeah.
Like I can't stand when unfunny people try to help me be funny. It's just like you need to work on yourself first, bro. Like I don't want nothing. Whatever you did up there, I don't want no advice like that.
I don't want any of that in there. It's, yeah, I think some
So,
people it's like if maybe you're struggling on stage, a lot of times if you see someone that's doing well or see a bit that's doing well, it's they may feel inclined to maybe piggyback off of that, like piggyback off of what was established as being funny. So I do see that on occasion as well.
no, I think that a big part of it for comedians, a lot of comedians are narcissistic. So
Mm.
I don't really see it as them genuinely wanting to help me. I don't see it that way. I see it them being like, "Oh, I helped him with that.
Yeah, I,
That's that's my tag." Like
yeah, that's the when I mentioned the idea of like it depends on how they do it and if they're dickheads about it. That's what I mean with that. Sometimes you could tell of like, oh, this feels very much like you had this in mind and you want the idea, you want to get props for this. So yeah, that part I'm not too crazy about.
that,
Um
that's what I always feel, especially when it's someone I'm not like really cool with. You know what I mean? It's just like, why you want to help me? Like what? Like no, I don't like it. I don't like it. Mm-mm.
What the sense of community? That's not the sense of community with the people.
I can see through the bullshit. I can see through that. I'm gonna be on Comedy Central telling a joke, and I say a word that you said, and you're like, "Oh, I wrote that," and now for the rest of your life, this is your claim to fame. No, no.
Going to be in
Mm-mm.
debt. It's going to be in debt. I was about to give a shout out slash joke against a local comic as just a joke. Then I realized like, oh wait, no, because that will come off as an insult. So I will not mention Kyle Neff's name. So shout out to Kyle Neff, friend of
So
the show.
good. Oh man,
Now
he should
with
be a co-host at this point.
I know, right? Yeah, that's um. So with your time in LA, you're seeing the stars, you see all the celebrities shaking their breasts and such like that. Have you been seeing the people out there? Has there been any strikes in terms of the Writers Guild Association? Have you seen any of these?
I haven't seen them. I think mainly because I've been going outside at later at night.
Yeah,
Um,
you're a
I haven't.
nightcrawler.
I haven't. Yeah, yeah. I haven't seen them, but I've talked to people that have been in them. Like the one lady I was on the show with last night. She was in this. She was picketing on Friday before the show. So like, yeah, it's a real big situation, bro. Like
Yeah,
TV, like late night TV is done for now. So
yeah,
it's like
it's a
big. It's
plane.
a big deal,
Viewer.
and then people are
Yeah.
like coming to what they look when people like when they're filming. People are filming stuff. People are like showing up, picketing, like, "Yo, shut this thing down. You shouldn't be filming. You shouldn't be." Yeah,
Mm.
it's been crazy.
You know, it's wild. So I think a lot of people, because it's happening here in on the East Coast as well. I think a lot of people are using the strike for for those that aren't aware. There's a strike in the writing industry due to chat GPT, just the idea of artificial intelligence, the threat of them taking jobs away from actual writers as the technology has advanced. And originally, it was a matter of using this technology to kind of enhance scripts and do like touch ups. But then it looked like it's going towards a direction of almost writing the scripts and writing the comedy. And humans, the comedy writers, are not okay with it. Thus, the strike. Um, Noticing there's a lot of people, including a friend of mine, who is like, he sent me a message like, "Hey, did you see that Chris Gethard is picketing in Maplewood, New Jersey? We should go." And I realized like, oh, this is like a good networking opportunity for a lot of up and coming writers of like, okay, well, you're all out there. You have Jason Sudeikis and Flavor Flav to the left and right of you. You could just show up because you're all there under the same cause. And then I wonder how many people are using this as a means of trying to be a little more familiar with some of the bigger names out there.
I could just see Flavor Flav on a picket line. Yeah, boycott.
he There's a photo of him bringing pizza to a bunch of the strikers, and I was like, does Flavor Flav like write on Futurama? I had no idea Flavor Flav was in the works with that, but that's what's up.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know he was really out there.
Yeah, no, he was out there, man. He had the clock and everything. He was in distress.
That's so crazy. I didn't know, but it's a really good networking opportunity, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm like in charge of something and I see like an up and coming writer or somebody out here like fighting for the cause and pick, I'm gonna like them. I'm gonna like them more than somebody that ain't out here. You know what I mean?
It's
I'm not going out there for just the network, but I can understand how people can benefit from that. I can. I
yeah,
can, bro.
that's a that's something if you're looking for something to do during the daytime in your West Coast endeavors, get a sign, go to Staples.
Get a
And yeah,
sign. Bring back my cardboard signs, huh?
I know, right? Yeah, you're gonna find that guy out there. It's gonna be on site. That guy's gonna be out there with his damn sign.
Yo, you know what's funny? I literally thought last week I was like, I should resurrect my signs, right? And then I seen two different people I've never seen before posting signs. I was like, I don't want this. I'm cool. Like,
Yeah.
Y'all got it. Y'all got it.
Damn.
But I
I
think
mean,
that the writers too, I think they're also striking too. They just want more money.
right.
Like I feel like they want a bigger piece of the pie. So it's like, yeah, the chat GPT is potentially taking away opportunities, but also it's just like we need more money because like without the writers, you don't have scripts
Yeah.
and they're not getting paid enough, you know. So I get
That's
that,
a,
you know, and
that's here
on a
at
bigger
Proper
piece of the
Ebonics.
pie.
We may not be out there on the picket line, but we're not scabs. We want to note that we support the writers on strike. We want them to get paid more. We want them to have more sexual relations with honey dips. We want them to have jacuzzis in their backyard. That's right, everyone. We want the writers to have backyards.
Mm.
So that's what we're fighting for here at Proper Ebonics and around the world. Oh,
Before we get off the Writers Guild thing,
hmm,
um, I wanted to ask you a question.
what's up?
Um, is there what's your favorite show on TV?
Like currently, or
Yes,
just in
favorite show.
general? Oh, favorite show. I just watched that show Beef. I enjoyed that.
Right. Beef. Beef emails you. Hey Kirk, I know there's a strike going on right now,
Hmm.
but we'll pay you this if you come on in and write $10,000. Come on, come on. What would you do? What would you do?
Huh. It's a good question.
Because I'm not going to even lie to you. I don't want to be a scab. I don't want to cross picket lines. I got kids to feed. Like I
Yeah,
don't know. I probably wouldn't because I probably wouldn't because I'm broke. I'll be broke tomorrow. But it's like that's tough, bro. Like how do you tell? Like
it depends on how you want to play it because I feel like if you're playing the long game, it's better to not do it because if you do it, yeah, you'll be paid what like the 10,000, but what's to say that that's something that's going to be a continual income? That may be for like 10 episodes of a short series. And then you may kind of not deteriorate because you may not like if you have a relationship with some of the writers or if you want to down the road that's gonna you're gonna be kind of known as the person that kind of cross picket lines for kind of like a short term kind of return. So I guess it depends like if it's something where it's like you're maybe if you're not a writer and it's just like oh this could be a cool opportunity I could see that being the game but if it's like your goal is to be a writer I think you're better off going with the strikes and meeting some of the people there. So that's yeah, I would say those two part to the answer, as most of my answers is a two parter.
because I was literally thinking about that. I was like, there's a lot of up and coming writers that are broke, and I know that I guarantee you companies are like reaching out to people
Yeah,
like, yo, would you do this for this? I guarantee you. So it's like somebody is going to cross some picket lines. You know what I mean? It's like somebody,
we've
somebody's going to be the Keanu Reeves and the replacements. That's what it's going to be.
I get the reference. I know that it was a movie. I know that football was involved. Um, I know it came out early 2000s, but I don't get the context.
So the replacements, the NFL went on a strike,
Oh,
and Keanu Reeves was a scab. He crossed picket lines. He was a replacement for the striking football players. So
oh.
so
So
yeah, and they go ahead.
was he like he played all positions for the team? Like, was he all of the New York Jets?
He was the star quarterback, and they had a whole team of replacements. You know what I mean? So like,
Oh, that's the title of the movie.
boom,
I
yeah.
see.
So
Do you get to see any like movie magic while you're out there? Do you get to see like them filming like Fast 18 or anything like that?
I see a lot of movie magic in New York, actually. Like
That makes sense.
like New York, they always blocking off streets, and you can't park here like all the time. There's always trailers. But so I didn't see that here. I did. Rob has Universal Studios
Ooh,
today.
that's nice.
Rode past Universal. Took a picture. It was like Comcast building and Showtime, Netflix building, like all that stuff. I
Mm.
did see those things, but I didn't see like any action. But it's interesting to see that I rode past the Capitol Records building. It's like a famous building. So it was just yeah, I'm taking pictures, being tourists. Like I've been
Yeah.
been a tourist, you know.
You know,
So
you gotta, it would be a cool one that they don't really show you on like tourist.com. If you go to the balcony that Shook Knight held Vanilla Ice over, I feel like not a lot of people are going there. There's probably not a lot of traffic, but it could be a unique spot to visit.
it could be like a mold or a statue of Suge Knight's hands. You can place your feet in the hands and hang off the back.
It's
You could be my
like,
Vanilla Ice for a day.
you got that photo? You got that photo right
Turn the flash on.
there. I hope you do get to visit there. That would be pretty cool, man.
Yo, you know what's this part, I'm not gonna say it messed me up, but it was crazy for me to see. So the first day I got here, the metro bus was free.
Mm.
So I was I was everywhere. Like I loved getting entrenched into like the culture and like I'm with the people, bro. I'm on the bus. Like we rode down Skid Row.
Mm. Well,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
I cannot believe what that is.
It's
I can't believe it's America, bro. Skid Row, it's downtown. Like it's downtown Los Angeles. And it's just like 5, 6 blocks. Just homeless encampments.
you sound like a white lady in the Bronx in 1996. Like you're like, oh my god, this is happening in New York.
This was not on the brochure. Like
Yeah, no, Skid Row is rough. The Skid Row is particularly like I've seen photos only, but it's wild that it's still, from what I'm hearing at least, still at that level of roughness.
bro, I knew about Skid Row. I seen pictures. I was in it. Like the
Hmm.
bus rolled down Skid Row, stopped, picked up people that didn't pay. They just hopped on. Was like, "What you gonna do?"
Uh,
Like, like
yeah, you
yeah,
should have popped one of them off with a dad joke. You need a little
I'm not
variety in your
gonna even lie.
demographic.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. There was a lady. She was a dope fiend. I know she was a dope fiend because she was talking to another dope fiend about how another dope fiend robbed her for her dope. Right.
Damn.
And I was standing waiting for the bus, and they was talking. I heard them talking. She was like, she looked bad, and I got dad jokes now. I can tell her, dad, you ain't got your dope, but I got some dope ass dad jokes. So I
That
was
would,
like, I can't do it. I thought about it. I dead ass thought about like, yo, telling her like, I was like, I can't. I was like, I can't.
yeah, maybe a good call. Who knows though? I don't know, man. That being a series in itself, and it's like, and to balance, if you make any sort of monetary gain, you put it back towards Skid Row and their resources. But that's not a terrible idea. Hit up Skid Row and like pop people off with dad jokes.
It's literally the worst idea.
I don't know.
No
Bring
way,
this.
bro. Those people are unstable. Okay.
It's
Mm-mm,
a nice little smile to their face.
mm-mm. I'm cool. I thought about it, but them people out there doing bad, bad, bro. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I know there's homeless people and stuff, but to be somewhere like downtown, just have their own hood, that
Mhm.
was crazy to me to see. Yeah.
So, I don't know if this person ever goes down Skid Row, but it seems like they've been up to some kind of rough behavior as well. So there's a basketball player. I don't know if you're familiar with this individual. So is it Ja Morant? Ja Morant.
Come on, man. His name is John Morant. Kirk,
Ja,
you gotta know about John Morant. And John Morant, he worked. His salary is 230 million. So I doubt he'll be on Skid Row. But
that's I googled it. I was like, I see Morant. Oh, Google just popped up. Damn it. Like I googled and I was like, oh, Morant, but Morant. Yes, that's So I'm curious because I feel like you may know a bit more. The little that I know, this is Kirk's version of the tale. Pat, if you want to play Kirk's version of the tale music, from my understanding, he's been in the club. He recently got a gun. He's very excited about the gun. He's been taking photos of the gun. You know, when you're excited about something, like you say you get like a new dog or whatever like that, you take a lot of photos of it, you post it, you put filters on it. He's been doing that with his gun, and
John,
some people are not too happy.
John Morant put the sepia filter on his phone, on his gun.
He makes that filter where the gun sings a song.
He had the filter with the gun got the dog ears and mouth.
it's it's Fourth of July filter and lots of fireworks. Um,
Morant, they're gonna call him.
damn, that's this is a real thing. He's been like it's like he's been let into some clubs and even outside of the club. He's just very excited about the gun. And people are telling him to curb his enthusiasm. Have you heard anything about this?
Morant has been, for some reason, posting pictures and videos with his gun in public places. For some reason, don't know why. The strip club, he was there with his gun at the strip club in Denver, posted pictures and stuff of it. And then recently, a couple days ago, him and his homie were in the car listening to rap music. He had his gun, listening to NBA Young Boy, So it's just like he just wants you to know he's strapped out here. Don't play with him. Like I don't know. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not gonna say I understand it. Having a gun makes you feel powerful, makes you feel confident. I
Well,
get that. So I think that he's just like flexing. Like yeah, I think he just feels good. Like that's the only way I can wrap my mind around it. It's like he
yeah.
thinks he feels cool.
They say when you feel confident about something and all that, you don't want to conceal your happiness. Should he be concealing his gun? Is that what they're saying? So it's no, it's I
Like
wonder. I
he
don't
has a license to be happy, right? You know
a
what I mean?
license. But yeah, I don't know his political stance. I feel like a lot of times when people are very I don't know, vocal is the right term for it, but when they display their guns, it's usually of the idea of like, yeah, I have the right to have this, and I want it to be very known. I think a Kid Rock with the Bud Light situation, and just that seems to be kind of like uh, one of the aspects of gun culture of like very much like, oh, I have it and I have a license to have this and I'm going to show it. In Ja's case, which before I knew who he was, I thought they were talking about Ja Rule. I was like, what's Ja Rule doing? But it's not Ja Rule. It's not Ja Rule. I guess for him though, he got in some trouble. I believe that one of his sponsors was revoked because of this.
Mhm.
Um, which I guess if you have a license to have a gun, that's fine. But I guess the idea of like showcasing get the gun while listening to music, some people may deem that as excessive.
So this is the thing that it's two sides to it. Like John Morant can legally do what he's doing. Like legally. There's no crime he committed. You could be with your homie and post your legal gun. You can do that. But you work for the NBA. You sign a contract. There's a code of conduct that you must follow.
Mm.
Break those rules, it's subject to suspensions and fines. That's just what it is. So it's like, I'm not even like he didn't do anything illegal, but he's just doing something that's wrong.
It seems, when was the last time we saw someone, particularly when it comes to like rappers or just black celebrities in general, of like having a gun shown and like kind of promoting that and that leading to prosperous results. That's the one thing too. It's like it seems like this dude's worth like a lot of money. He's very successful. It seems unfortunate to add that into the equation of like it doesn't really seem like it's needed to do that.
But there's a thing too, though. It's not okay. It's not needed, right?
Right.
But there's a double standard. The what's the one governor or whatever? He sent him and his family had a Christmas
Yeah,
card,
yeah. It was the one of them in like I think Tennessee. It was one of the places that had a mass shooting not long ago.
right?
Right.
And the guy who represents them has like sent out Christmas cards with AK-40 or AR-15s in it. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like that's okay for elected officials, you
Mm,
know. So it's hard. John Morant didn't do anything illegal.
right.
That's the thing. But he works for a company that you can't do that for. So
Yeah.
I think that he's getting so much backlash and stuff. I don't think it's warranted. People
Mm,
break people break their employer's rules all the time. He broke his employer's rule. He didn't break a law. So I think people need to relax, let him face the consequences that his employer enforces, and that's just what it is. Like,
yeah. I think being as someone that's like when I saw the Nashville dude do it, to me that was grosser because it was like, your state just faced like a pretty rough situation. Maybe this isn't the message to put across. I think overall, in general, like employer rule or not, I think it's just kind of a tacky thing. Even if you're into guns, just to be like all about like, oh, here's my gun sort of thing. Although it probably is cool to listen to rap music while holding a gun. I will say that.
Very empowering.
Yeah. I had my fake gun and I would always have it out while listening to battle rap. So I understand that part of it. I do understand that. But it just feels like with everything going on, it's like me personally, I guess I'm just not like I need to see more guns. It's like I'm good on that. So
There are gun Instagram pages. Like
yeah,
there are gun shows who have Instagram pages. And all they do is post guns.
yeah,
But he works for the NBA. Like John Morant didn't break a law. There are plenty of people that are riding around happy legally with guns in their hands, dancing to NBA YoungBoy or whoever they listen to. It's just that he works for the NBA. That's the problem. He's a people look up to you. What's that called? He's a
role
he's a
model.
role model. He's a role model, even if he wants to be it or not. So he probably shouldn't be flashing guns online unless it's the message he wants to get across to his people who look up to him. But again, man, like, listen, I think it's a lot of pushback when someone who's 23. People are like, well, he's 23. That ain't that young. That ain't that young to know right from wrong. He knows he's doing what he ever wants to do. Let as consequences and repercussions to all your actions. He got to figure that out. That's just what it is. And I just think that, and if the NBA they were talking about suspending him from like the whole year and stuff like that,
Yeah, that's
I was
silly.
like, that's crazy. Like, what he needs to do is he needs to go play for the big three. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because if it's somebody that doesn't care about guns, it's Ice Cube. You know what I mean? So I think that he should.
That's it's that may be promoted. That's like that comes with the jersey. That's
You get your sneakers and you get a Glock when you sign your contract. You know?
I need to check my dad. So I didn't mention this. I went to New York maybe 2 weeks ago to visit my dad. It was like a belated birthday situation. His birthday is in March, but he was like in Jamaica or whatever. And then the goal was to get him, my two younger brothers, and two younger sisters all within one space. We've been trying to do this for like 10 years. He always says like, oh, Kirk, I got to get this photo. I got to get this photo. And then so did some coordinating on my end and then made it happen sort of thing, which is cool. It was actually kind of nice. Did a bunch of stuff, went to a seafood place, subpar food, but it's all right. We played Uno at the seafood restaurant.
That's
It
hilarious.
was nice. Yeah, my brother whipped out Uno and then I had to remind him. Um,
Like, move the butter. I got this.
yeah, I gotta check my dad. My dad's still wilding in these streets. I don't think he has a gun. I don't think he does, but I should have asked him, sort of thing like that. I feel like he's still out here. He paraded us around. Like it was very much. I don't know if you ever had this like with your dad of like uh, take us to different stops to be like,
Mm-hmm.
this is my son, this is the oldest, this is the middle, and he did that script for like 10 different stops. And I was like, Dad, we have plans. We got to stop making these stops. But it was nice. It was nice that he got to do that. But should that be a thing?
When's your dad's birthday? March what?
March 19th.
Oh, 4 days away from mine.
Yeah, is he Aries? Would that make him an Aries? I think so, right?
I don't know.
You're an Aries, right?
I'm an Aries.
Yeah, because I think Aries that ends like the end of March. Yeah, I think my dad's an Aries. Huh. I never thought of him that way. It's
Never thought of him as an Aries.
yeah, I never thought. I never knew you did that. Yeah, a little bit with that, but I don't know. But that's when he is out on these streets in the Bronx. Bronx isn't this crazy place
Yeah.
anymore. But if it is, should we take the opposite approach? Should I, as an adult, buy my dad a gun?
Can you buy someone else a gun?
That's true. I think he has to get licensed. Should I buy my dad a gift card to get his license for a gun?
I don't know. I don't think you can have a license to carry in New York.
Really?
Pretty sure no one is allowed to carry a firearm in New York unless you have like special permit, like you're a security guard or something like that. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure.
Huh. I did not know that part. I wish I knew that before I brought my thang-a-lang with me. Um,
Kirk had to swam me up in the Bronx because anybody had a problem. No,
It's, I do in certain cases I do have a means of self defense beyond my less than practiced jujitsu. I do have one. I won't reveal it on air. It's technically I don't think it's considered a weapon, but what it can do, it can protect you.
I wonder
That's
what you guys nunchucks?
no. Those would be a Bruce Batch is just a wand. Good
Snake.
guess. Yeah, it's when Alyosha gets older, maybe. I was that was always my thing in the Bronx of like I'd always see people with like ball pythons. And I'd be like, I don't think anyone's gonna rob those guys. Who's gonna mess with someone that has a snake? Like that's
I mean, you don't need license to carry that. You can just carry
it's
that.
true. Yeah, it's um no, I'll without revealing too much. It may or may not be a very strong laser beam, which no one ever really thinks about. No one ever really thinks about that of like, all right, well, if you kind of take away sight, you'll have to see this laser beam. I won't blow my
So
spot
this
up
is
too much or anything like
so
that. But
your plan is the blind people and run. Gotcha.
you, not even necessarily you stand ground a little bit, but like if they're coming at you kind of sideways sort of thing like that, and you got that thang-a-lang on you and they can't see, then it's like, hey, I've had a lot of laser ideations and how this situation would go down. I'm walking down the street, someone's like, duh, 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 duh. And then like I practiced my like quick like tss, sort of thing like that. I even have the hand up just in case there's like a mirror so it doesn't reflect back into my eye sort of thing. I practice. And yeah, if you accidentally had a laser in your eye, you'll realize like, oh, that sucks. So it's non-lethal as well. So you don't have to worry about anyone being like, I can't believe you did that to that person. With that, man, that was kind of like a half suggestion for only those that know how to handle a laser 501. Let's get in some prop suggestions for the people. Let's get in some prop suggestions. My prop suggestion is movie nights. A lot of times people don't have movie nights anymore. A lot of times people are out here binging shows. Sometimes it's nice just like meet up with a group of friends. Be like, hey, fellas, let's watch a movie. Bonus points if that movie's on a DVD. Add some novelty to it. I want to say last week. Shouts to my buddy Nathan, Ethan, two of my oldest friends. We haven't linked up in like 5 months. Hit him up randomly. I was like, you guys want to watch a movie? And like we planned it out, and they're like, yeah, we do want to watch a movie. They came over here. It was nice. So I haven't really like hosted people in quite some time. Nathan held the snake. It was pretty cool. And we watched my DVD version of Dog Day Afternoon with Al Pacino. Have you ever seen this?
I have not. I never even heard of it.
Oh, I do highly recommend it. I'd put it in my top 5 movies of all time. Well, this is not the prop suggestion. I'll give a synopsis. It's based off a true story. A man in Brooklyn who set to rob a bank. And then within minutes of robbing the bank, his plan just goes awry. Is it awry or array? You know what I mean? Awry. I think it is. And then it's kind of like a dark comedy / drama, and his standoff with the police and his relationship that he develops with the bankers and the bank owner. It all takes place in one day. Al Pacino, he's amazing in it. And yeah, if you're thinking about having a movie night, that's one movie you consider when you start it off. That's probably a suggestion.
Double suggestion, man. That's
Double suggestion.
That's a really good suggestion, man. And I gotta take heed to it because me and my daughters, we used to do movie night a lot, and I feel like recently we haven't. So we need to do the movie night. It's a bonding activity with your loved ones, man. It's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool way of like if you're looking to reconnect with maybe friends you haven't seen in a while, it's kind of like a good baseline of like, hey, let's do this sort of thing like that. It's not like, hey, let's take a trip to the Bahamas. That no one can, not everyone's going to be on board for that. So that's what I recommend to the people.
Netflix account is way cheaper than the flight to Bahamas.
Yeah, that's wild.
All right, speaking of trips, I got some the travel tip.
Whoa.
Tip here. Packing your suitcase. suggestion. I've seen this before. I've never done it because I didn't think it worked. But rolling your clothes,
That's a move
rolling.
right there. Yeah.
Like I knew about it, but like on this trip, like I was trying to get my tripod to fit. I wish I couldn't, but I was like, I'm trying to make room. I was like, let me try this roll thing, man. Because for so long, I was like, you gonna tell me that these rolled up clothes take up less space than these flat clothes?
Mm.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It makes so much more difference. Like I wasn't able to get my tripod, but I was able to bring an extra hoodie. You know what I mean? So it's like
Mm. That rolled
cool.
up hoodie right there. Yeah. That's
Okay.
I didn't realize that until this year too, of like rolling up clothes. And then now I've been doing it like in my drawers of like after laundry, like rolling it up. It's like, oh, I have so much space here. I have room to put my thing-a-lang over there and all that stuff. So like it's nice being able to have that.
Gotta stop saying thingling. It makes me think about your penis. You have to.
You gotta stop saying that, player.
No, because when you say thingaling, it reminds me of dingaling. So when you keep saying my thingaling, I'm just like, what, what?
Bro, I'm talking about my thing-a-lang on me.
And then you call it a thang-a-lang. You make it seem like it's big. Thang-a-lang. It's like, bro,
Yeah, that thing-a-lang. It is, like I said, player, too big for
not
the
rubbing your hands talking about your thang-a-lang to me. I'm gonna exit this Zoom.
I'll replace thing-a-lang with my my boogie yaka blocka. That's another name for it. My boogie yaka blocka.
Another name for it. You call
Yeah,
it boogie aga blaga.
that boogie yaka blocka. Yeah, yeah.
I don't
I'm
even
not
know what
talking
that is.
about my penis, by the way. I don't know how my penis came an equation in this. I don't know what.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
said thing-a-ling reminds me of ding-a-ling. And then you were like, "Mo, my oogie baga blocka," whatever you said. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
The West Coast is making you weird, bro. West Coast is making you kind of strange. You acting kind of goofy right now. We're over here having a nice conversation, talking about travel tips. You're over here talking about my penis.
Because you keep
Hey,
talking about your penis.
nah, player.
And the
I've not
first
touched
time
my penis once.
you said it like 5 minutes ago. You said thing-a-ling, and I was mature enough to let it go. But you brought it up again. And I was like, I can't keep holding this in.
Well, that sounds like something you got to navigate through with your mom, player.
Right.
Like Josh says, man, me and Ja are on the same wavelength when it comes to that. But no, that is actually a good, very helpful tip with that. I'll add a layer onto that. Pun fully intended. When you're traveling, bring a trash bag with you. That way, when you have your dirty clothes, you could have it separated from the clean clothes when you put it in your bag.
Good tip. What I normally do is I'll just get a trash bag from the hotel. Like
Mm.
the one that's perfect is the little ones they put inside the trash can, the little hotel trash can, so the clear ones. So
Oh,
they have those normally. So I normally do that. Most of the time too, they'll have like extra trash bags under the trash bag in the
I was
trash
about to
can.
say little bags. That's like what you got, like dirty socks. I'm talking about like if you got like dirty pants, you need to put in there. You got to
Pants don't
roll
get
those up.
dirty.
You got dirty shirts and all that stuff. It's not gonna fit in that bag.
Pants don't get dirty, man. So
Pants not a great example because you're right. Pants stay clean for approximately 6 months. Shirts, on the other hand, shirts they get a little musty. I don't know if I want that musty smell on my very clean pants.
yeah, no, I'm wearing 2 shirts a day here. Like I'm because it's like I said, I'm in the mix. I'm in the streets. I'm hustling and busting, hopping and walking, going sweating. So it's like I got multiple shirts, but maybe that for they can't fit in the bag. I'll just roll them up.
Roll them up in there. I don't know. I'm gonna use this tip. Your boy's gonna be on the West Coast as well. I feel like this is the second time where we've like traveled almost like at the same time. This I'm set to be out in San Francisco in June. Your boy's gonna be out there looking at the Golden Gate Bridge, all that,
Nice.
looking at the Full House.
San Francisco.
Is that a song or is that just something you did?
I think it's a real song, but I've heard it on Forrest Gump.
Oh, okay. Your favorite movie? Yeah,
San Francisco.
that's I've never heard that in my life. But I believe you. I've
That's
never been on there.
When Jenny was with the Black Panthers, they played that music back, because Black Panthers were in San Francisco, Oakland.
Again, I believe you. I have no recollection of that though. That's I can't say if I'm thinking about Forrest Gump movie, the 3 hour saga. That's the scene that comes to mind. But I do know it was a scene. And there's yeah. Oh, I'll keep it there. But yeah, I'm making a list of
Tell me
like,
about San Fran.
yeah, man, going out there. The Dip and I, we're going out to the West Coast. That's the name of the trip. The Dip and I go to the West Coast. And yeah, man, I'm seeing a bunch of different things to do out there. Always been on my bucket list to go to San Fran. That's how familiar I am with it now. I call it San Fran. So I'm out in the SF, just doing different things. Um, one of the things out there is to kind of perform some comedy. It's like you're out there, perhaps get on some shows, get on some mics, perform on the streets. Who knows? I might be telling mom jokes, people. Who knows? I'm not trying to rip ideas or anything like that.
Gotta be Moms are gotta be inclusive, moms and dad.
Yeah.
So.
So for those that are familiar, when you're traveling out, one of the moves that could be utilized is going on Facebook pages for that city and joining their comedy groups, and then seeing some of the shows that are being advertised, and then messaging, try to get on some of those. I gotta say though, not a crazy amount of luck this time around. Their San Francisco page, I won't shit on their page. Not the most active, not the most
Mm.
active. So I was curious, and just in your take and your experience, what have been some alternatives that you've used when going out of town and looking for spots or mics in the area?
Google.
Mm,
You can literally Google San Francisco comedy shows,
yeah,
or you can Eventbrite.
yeah, that's one that yeah did that one last night.
Um, I mean, I'm trying to think. So the comedy club, I would go to the comedy clubs and see if they're posting any. You gotta find the comedians that are producing the shows. So you gotta but now you gotta just find. There's a couple of comedians in every city that produce multiple shows, and they you just gotta find out who they are. Um, I would go. It's gonna sound weird, but I would go to the San Francisco Facebook page and just see who has been active, who posted what, and then go to their page
Yeah,
and see what they've been doing. Go to their Facebook, go to their Instagram. Instagram this too. Hashtag search it. Hashtag San Fran comedy, the Bay Area comedy, and you'll see because people are hashtagging stuff to get traction on their shows. Um, yeah, that's I think that's search San Fran comedy or the Bay Area comedy on Instagram.
yeah.
Also dive deep in like when you go to the Facebook page, not a lot, but dive deep into those comedians. Like
Mm.
you got to see who the members are and just I'm gonna look too. 'Cause I want to go San Fran one day.
Yeah,
So
man.
also I don't know. Is that like is are you against going to Oakland? Because I know it's like right across the bridge, right?
Yeah, well, I imagine it's not that far because the ones I have seen on Eventbrite, which I actually did yesterday, a lot of them were in Oakland. So there's one person I plan on reaching out because it's a lot of shows don't align with the time that I'll be there, but this one happens to be like on the day that I get there. So I hope it's not far, but I'm not too sure though. But it's worth even checking, worth just
Well,
seeing.
San Fran is closer to Oakland than you are now, so I think that is
That's true. It's
definitely
good
worth looking
logic.
into.
Yeah.
How long are you going to be there?
Actually, for a good amount of time, almost like a week, like from a Wednesday to a Tuesday, well, Tuesday
Oh
morning.
yeah, oh yeah, you're good. You got it. Yeah, that, at least Mike's for sure.
Yeah, most definitely Mike's like that one. Like I'll check out with that. Show would be cool at this point. It may be on the later side to like get like advertised on a thing, which is fine. But like guest spot wise, that would be perfect. Like just show up, boom, boom. I wasn't even supposed to be here. Guess what? I'm here. Then dip out. That'd be kind of nice.
My homie is from the Bay Area. He's actually in LA now. I was supposed
Hmm.
to meet up with him yesterday. I'll ask him and I'll see. Like,
Ah,
yo, let's see what he's talking about. Yeah, cool dude. I'm sure he has some kind of contacts or connects. So,
cool. I
I,
appreciate
I,
that.
yeah,
I'm I'm reaping the benefits of this LA lifestyle. Oh my goodness. It's-
it's all about who you know. You know, it's all about who you know. You know, that's it's funny because like I got on comedy club shows out here. Like I'm only doing comedy, like I'm comedy store, flappers, and
Wait, you
I,
performed at the comedy store?
yeah,
Oh my god, that's crazy. I didn't know that. I thought you just went. Damn. That's bonkers. That's
Yeah,
like
man.
that's a wild move. I feel like that should be highlighted more. That's like it's a big thing, man.
I thought you knew.
I did not know. I thought you just kind of checked it out, which is cool in itself. That's a really cool thing. It's a historic thing, but to be up there, that's like that's like Mecca level stage. I feel.
Yeah, yeah, dog.
Yeah.
I was booked on a Crack 'em Up Thursday show. They
Mm,
run it every Thursday, 10:30. It's
mm,
like a rundown on the Shell Murdoch. It's dope, bro. Like, yeah, I performed in there. I did
damn.
my thing. I did my thing, man.
Got here navigating. Oh my goodness.
Like I said, yeah, Comedy Store, Flappers Comedy Club, and Laugh Factory. 4 days, 4 shows.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, man, in the mix. Like it's and the what is it called? Comedy Store. I realized there's like because there's not as much comedy spots here as there are in like New York. So like in New York, there's comedians all over the place. Like
Hmm.
where in LA, they all at the same place. Like
Oh.
at the Comedy Store, there were so many comedians there. Like the green room of the show I did, I don't think I've ever seen that many comedians in one green room.
Oh.
Like I don't think I ever have. And I was talking to a comedian last night, and they were telling me they were like, "Well, yeah, in LA, like especially once it gets later, like once it gets later in the night, like 10:30, 11, there ain't too much." So it's like, yeah, at those two or three comedy clubs, whatever, everybody's there. You know what I mean? So
Oh.
it's like a really good hang. Like it was a lot. Ron Funches was there. Bobby Lee was there. Like a lot of like
Damn.
people
That's
were there.
that's the Laugh Factory, if I recall. That's the LA one is where Michael Richards had his infamous set. Do you remember
Which
Michael
one?
Richards, Kramer from Seinfeld?
Oh, that's where he did that.
Yeah, that's where it's at. That's like I don't know if you paid homage to it or anything like that, but like yeah, that was
I
the room.
didn't. I didn't remember his name.
Was he on the wall?
No, 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 no.
I bet he's on the wall somewhere.
He probably is. It could be. Like I said, Krista Leah was up there.
That's
You know,
wild.
I mean, so I don't know, but yeah, man, I performed. As I said, I'm happy. I was like a kid in the Comedy Store. Like I think that's a great line. Um,
Did producer Pat suggested that he is at the zone. Is Michael Richards at the Comedy Zone? We're getting breaking
wait,
news from producer Pat.
on the
Oh,
wall.
on the wall. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
like
what it
oh, all
says.
right. That'd be wild. it's what? How
But
would you feel? Kind of to the same, a little bit to the same idea of like the writer strike question. If it was like, hey, we want you to host a particular night, and then you go there, and then the headliner is Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby featuring Chris D'Elia, guest spot Michael Richards. You doing it?
no,
Okay.
I will not do that show.
Okay.
Or no, I won't. I won't do it. Like no, I'm not. I wouldn't do it.
I'll take your word for it. I will take your word for it.
I guess it's saying like I don't like. I've thought about that before. Like if somebody reach out to you to open up for somebody that's canceled.
Right.
No, I'm cool. I'm all right, bro. Like you canceled. You know you canceled. Why you want to bring me into this?
It's crazy to think how that goes for like across different industries. Like there's probably like a chef that was given a great opportunity. It's like show up to the space. You get to do this internship, but it's while you're working under Paula Deen. Like it's very much like that probably that goes throughout different industries. And it's a dilemma that many up and coming people have to face. It's kind of a wild
Now,
thing.
is it an unpaid internship? Because that plays a part.
it's it's paid but in racially based compliments. Like it's very much like it's so you have to kind of weigh if that's something you want to do or not.
Like, man, you sure are fast. Like, hold on, I'm not even running. You sure can dance, can't you, boy? That's how she pays you.
That'd be unsettling,
I,
man.
I wouldn't do it, but flip it back on you. Cosby was like, "Yo, Kirk, I need a strong feature.
Okay.
Would you open for me? Would you do it?"
Um at this point, no. Yeah, I would say no. I could see the appeal of someone that isn't really doing comedy, and it's just like, oh, all right, unique opportunity open up for Bill Cosby. Sure, but if it's like if you're continuously doing it and you have a little bit more of like a long game setup, then it's like, it doesn't really speak to me as much. But I don't know. I think that's one of those things too where you don't know until you're actually in that situation. It's very easy to kind of take the high road for something like that when it's just a hypothetical. If it's like not like we take the equation of it's like just Cosby, sure, it's easy to say no. But if it's like it's Cosby, you're doing it at like a known casino or like the Met Gala or the Fillmore. That's a better example. Like a cool venue where it's like, oh wow, it's a cool venue. You take Cosby out of this and performing for a lot of people, and a lot of these people that could just be cool to perform in front of. Um, then yeah, so I'm not fully sure, but right now my answer would be no.
Yeah, it's a good answer, and I stand with you on that. I'm cool, bro. I don't. I
We're
don't
very
have,
political here at Proper Ebonics.
not all opportunity is good opportunity.
uh, to hear our true answers, sign up for our Patreon. It's
Hilarious.
that'd be a lot, man. Yeah, play. I'm gonna let you go do your thing because I'm about to do my thing. It's cloudy out a little bit, but I'm flirting with the idea of going to Longwood Gardens. Your boy's got a gift card, so I may go do that, and then along with Saturday activities. For yourself, do you have anything lined up? I'm sure you do. Without spoiling for the people what you're going to be doing, what do you have lined up?
Bro, I wanted to go to the beach, but like honestly, the weather hasn't been that great.
Mm.
Like it's been like colder than they say it's been colder than usual. It's been like the weather is probably better there. It's probably hotter there right now.
Mm.
Like it's been overcast like every day. Um, like right now it's 67 degrees.
Yeah, that's cold. I think it's like it's probably it's not cold. It's just like rainy out. But yeah, I mean, you have your hoodie, so we good.
So we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
have fun out there, man. Keep doing your thing. And if you bump into Michael Richards, turn down the spot if he asks you to host for him or anything like that. And yeah, I'm curious to hear some of the rest of the what's the term I'm looking for? Waz and glam. I made that term up, but I'm looking
Waz
for
and Blam.
Waz and glam. I was gonna just say glamorous, but I was like, let me add some Waz to it. I'm curious to hear
Add
the
some
Waz and
Waz.
glam. If anyone gives you any trouble, laser beams, they're not too expensive. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. Thanks for the tip, Kirk. So I can blind the deaf and run away.
You don't have to run. You don't have, you can stand your ground and be like, hey, don't step any closer. You can do one of those. You could pop them off one of those. If they step up, do a thigh kick. But yeah, that's I'll let you be the decider of that.
Thank you for that, Kirk. I'm pretty sure I'll just use these if I get in any issues. But yeah, we're good.
Cool, man. Well, thanks for listening to Proper Bonics. As usual. Like, subscribe.
Right. Share, comment,
Yeah.
all that.
Pay tribute to your grandmother, all those things. Thanks for listening.
Thank
Peace.
you.